Hey everyone! So last week we spoke a lot about leaky gut or gut permeability as the root cause of many symptoms and disease today. So this week I want to explore the topic of microbiome. We talk a lot about probiotics, prebiotics, and the gut flora as it relates to our microbiome, but I'm not sure we're clear on exactly how this all works together. So what is a microbiome and why should you care? Well, a microbe or a microscopic organism is a living thing that is too small to be seen with the naked eye. And it's a general term to describe bacteria, fungi, yeast, and viruses. So a microbiome refers to the collection of the microbes living in a given community, such as our intestines and our gut. The term flora or microbiota is used interchangeably to refer to such communities of microorganisms. The buildings of such microbiome begins as soon as we're born. Our mother's gut health, how and where we were born, and whether we were breastfed or bottle fed are all play a role in the types of microbes that we acquire. And babies pick up microbes from every person or thing that they touch and eat, and this continues throughout their lives. The microbiome isn't fixed though. It develops over time and changes in response to our environment. And the truth is that we're outnumbered by them by 10 to 1. What does that mean? Well, it means that for every one of our cells, there's 10 microbes in our bodies. So if you think about it, we're an expression of our bacteria in human form. So it's in our best interest to be selective about which bacteria we want to coexist in our bodies. We're the host, and they are the guests in our body. And who we invite into our body largely depends on the quality of our diet. So what does the microbiome do? Well, until recently, bacteria in our gut was thought to play a role only in regulating bowel movements. However, emerging research proves that our gut bacteria affects our entire body, including our brain. And the beneficial bacteria has so many functions in our body, such as synthesizing certain vitamins, helping with digestion, balancing our moods, reducing anxiety, and protecting against infections, and even some forms of cancer. Strains of good bacteria in the gut also help to lower our tendencies towards obesity, diabetes, and various gut dysfunctions. We can run into bad situations when there's not enough good bacteria and too many bad bacteria in the microbiome. This can cause us to develop serious illnesses, which then can lead to disease. The good bacteria can be negatively affected by stress, surgery, illness, trauma, and unhealthy eating habits. And antibiotic use can kill bad bacteria, but also kills the good. So it's important to supplement with good probiotics when given antibiotics. We can also do our part to help support the good bacteria by eating foods that feed the good bacteria and avoid foods that feed the bad bacteria. So let's talk a little bit about feeding the good microbiome. Our food choices have the biggest impact on our gut flora. Our microbes help us to absorb the nutrients from food we otherwise would not be able to digest. And different microbes thrive on different types of food. You can stimulate growth of good bacteria again by taking the right strains of good probiotics and eating specific foods that provide prebiotics, which are the probiotics, or which is what probiotics need to thrive. So let's talk a little bit about dysbiosis. So due to poor diet, chronic stress, and our reliance on medications, we've killed off our good bacteria and are a host for bad parasitic bacteria. Bad bacteria love sugar and toxins, and they cause us to feel awful. They've been linked to weight gain, hormone dysregulation, autoimmune conditions, and digestive problems. Remember last week I talked to you about the importance of beginning with gut restoration and repair as the first line of defense when building our health. When we have too much of the bad and not enough of the good, we get frequent yeast infections, brain fog, irritable bowel syndrome, colitis, diverticulitis, sinus infections, flu, colds, and etc., which can then act as the trigger to create an innate immune response, then eventually leading to an acquired immune response and potentially setting off our body into a full disease mode, which may include emerging autoimmune conditions. So let's talk about what you can do. So some tips for maintaining a healthy microbiome. Number one is to stay hydrated. Every day, drink a half of your body weight in water or non-caffeinated beverages that are free of added sugars. So if you're 100 pounds, for example, you should be drinking 50 ounces of water or other beverages without sugar. Number two is to eat both pre- and probiotic foods. A list will be attached in the blog. Eat plenty of high-fiber vegetables is number three. And number four is to limit or avoid processed foods to which you're sensitive, intolerant, or even allergic. Some common foods are corn, dairy, eggs, fish, shellfish, peanuts, soy, even tree nuts, and wheat, gluten. Number five is to take antibiotics only when absolutely necessary. During and after completing a course of antibiotics, eat probiotic foods and take a probiotic supplement. This can help rebuild the population of healthy bacteria back in your gut. Do you need help with gut restoration? We've got a gut restoration guide and various supplements. The links will be located below. Our supplements require a practitioner code to order, so email us at info@alkalinewellness.com for the code. So some supplements for gut support include glutamine, Probiomax, and OptiCleanse GHI from this specific vendor. Links to purchase will be below. So if you liked this post, please share and like our Facebook pages, Alkaline Wellness, as well as Lupus Rebel. You can find us on the YouTube channel with the links below. And please, please, please subscribe to our podcast. It's called Health Made Easy on iTunes. We will see you next week.